Hello, my name is Genevieve and I'm going to teach you about phonetics and its sounds. But before we proceed, I'm going to teach you first or to tell you first what's the history of it. IPA was first published in the year 1886 in Paris by the small group of French language teachers led by Paul Passy, and they called itself initially the Phonetic Teachers Association or the FTA. And in January 1889, the name of the association was changed to l'Association Phonétique des Professeurs de Langues Vivantes or AP, and in the year 1897, it changed again to l'Association Phonétique Internationale, in English, the International Phonetic Association. And their major contribution is the International Phonetic Alphabet. The concept of IPA was first broached by Otto Jefferson in a letter to Paul Passy of the International Phonetic Association and was developed by A.J. Ellis, Henry Sweet, Daniel Jones, and Paul Passy itself in the late 19th century. The association encouraged the use of phonetic notation in schools to develop the intention of enabling students and linguists to learn and record pronunciation of language accurately, and to avoid confusion with the conventional spellings and multitude of individual transcription system. And now let us proceed in the phonetic symbols of tense vowels. First is this one. It sounds as A, and the example is bake. Next, this one sounds as E, and the example is sit. E, sit. Next is this one. Sounds as I, and the example is mice. I, mice. Next is this. It sounds as O. O. And the example is own. Next, sounds as U. U. And the example is look. Look. U. Look. Next, and this one is sounds as ow. And the example is sound. Ow, sound. Now let us proceed to the lax vowels. First is this one. Sounds as ah. Ah. And the example is on. On. Next is this. Sounds as eh. And the example is bet. Next is this. Sounds as ah. And the example is palm. Next, sounds as e. And the example is. And this one sounds u. And the example is into. U. Into. Next is, and now the last symbol is this one. A. And the example is and. Now let us proceed to the semivowels. It sounds as er. And the example is over. Over. Next is this one. Sounds as o. And the example is fault. Fault. Now we're done with the vowels and let's proceed to the consonants. First is this one. It sounds as ba. And the example is bag. Next, this one. Sounds as da, da. And the example is dark, dark. Next is, and this one, hard th sounds as v, v. And the example is mother, mother. Next is this one, sounds of J. And the example is jazz. And next is this, sounds as fa, fa, fly. Example, fly, fly. Next is this, sounds as ga, ga. And the example is gone. Next is this one, it sounds as ha, ha. And the example is handle. Next is this one, sounds of Y. And the example is yell. This one sounds ka, ka. And the example is kite. Next is this one, sounds as la, la. And the example is land. Next, ma, ma. And the example is man, man. Next is this one, sounds as na, na. And the example is nagger, nagger. Next, sounds of ng. And the example is ring, ring. Next is this one, sounds as ng, ng plus g. And the example is danger, danger. This one is soft th. Sounds as t, th, th. And the example is with, with. Next is this, sounds as pa, pa. And the example is pod, pod. Next is this one, sounds raw, raw. And the example is round. Next, this one, sounds is saw, saw. And the example is Sunday. Next, this one, symbol for the sound of sh. And the example is shrug, shrug. Next, the symbol sounds ta, ta. And the example is tumbler. Next, this symbol is for the sound of ch, ch. And the example is charity. Next is this one. The symbol is sound says va, va. And the example is von, von. Next, this one, sounds as wa. And the example is was, was. And this symbol is for the sounds of wh. Example is when. Next, this one, sounds as za, za. And the example is zipper, zipper. And last one is the symbol for zh. Sounds as zh. And the example is measure, measure. And now we're done with the phonetic symbols, and thank you for watching my video tutorial. I hope you will see me again next tutorial. So, thank you. Bye.